James, what if I told you that Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Fede Valverde, Eduardo Camavinga, Aurelien Tchouameni. I think that's it. Am I missing any other absolute studs in the Real Madrid midfield?
Danny Ceballos is still there.
Danny Ceballos is still there too. They're getting somebody else as well. They're getting Jude Bellingham in what feels like the most, I guess, inevitable transfer of the summer. Just the way it's been reported, the way it's been spoken about, it feels like it's always been just kind of a matter of time. We have the confirmation, we have the here we go, and we've got the amounts, we've got the fee, and we've got the contract details. 103 million euros with potentially an extra 30% added on to that if all the add-ons are hit, which you'd imagine it's Jude Bellingham and it's Real Madrid. He's probably going to hit a lot of these add-ons. So let's say conservatively the full amount transfer fees 125 million euros, contract until 2029. What do you make of this? Because I think it's very, very easy to say Real Madrid are a good team. Jude Bellingham's gone to a good team. I look at that midfield setup that Real Madrid have right now, and I know that, especially with Kroos and Modric, that's going to end pretty soon, and maybe they're just planning for that. They've got a lot of top names who are all going to be fighting to be starting. And I just want to know how you think it shakes out and what your reaction to the deal is.
I'm happy for Jude Bellingham. And I think that he chose the hardest path. I think he chose the hardest pathway to his success overall as a football player. Because joining Liverpool, no matter what, Jack, he's guaranteed to be the main guy there. Joining Man City, for a fact Pep's going to push him along, especially with a player like Bernardo Silva, apparently leaving Ilkay Gundogan there. Manchester United, he pushes it along and becomes the main guy there.
Yeah.
He joins Real Madrid, Jack, in a midfield that, yes, you got the old ones there, which I do expect one of them, Kroos or Modric, to leave all this money going around from Saudi Arabia there. But he goes in with a lot of competition, Jack. Right. Fede Valverde, Real Madrid fans go crazy for him. Camavinga, to me, has been on a different level this year, and to me, next season should be the first name on the team sheet. Like Tchouameni, you remember at the start of the season, he was a starting midfielder for France, Jack, over a player like Camavinga and Modric and Kroos.
Not to just cut you off real quick, I want to add, David Alaba usually represents his country as captain in central midfield too. So we can just throw another name in there for a guy who could fill that spot.
Another one there. So he goes into a midfield, Jack, that is so clogged up, and he's not guaranteed a first-team place there. But it's a challenge that I like to see from him now, because playing for certain teams, your level can drop a little bit. I'm not saying he goes to Liverpool level isn't gonna is gonna drop. No, but around Madrid, he needs to be on it at every stage of like his career, because Camavinga, he wants to be starting every single week. Right. Yeah, Tchouameni wants to be starting every single week, and Fede Valverde wants to be starting every single week. So he needs to be on it there. I think the personality, the way like he has young players around that like, to me, is going to feed off him. His quality can only get better and better and better. And Jack, you look at what Modric, Kroos, and all these previous Real Madrid players has done. I do think that with the way this midfield is constructed and like the way Real Madrid is constructed overall, we may be looking at a Real Madrid all-time great here, if everything goes right and they can challenge for the Champions League. Granted, there's a lot of lows like Real Madrid greats, but if they look at themselves, Camavinga, Fede Valverde, Tchouameni, they should look at themselves and wow, we're all together here in a Real Madrid midfield.
Right.
No one should stop us. We should be winning multiple Champions League. We should be winning multiple league titles, Copa del Rey, Super Cups, Club World Cups, everything. They should want everything. And to me, he comes into an environment there that already knows how to win from the point of view. They won leagues and won Champions Leagues. It's an unbelievable move from him. And I think it's an unbelievable move for England too, because they can only benefit from him having that willing mentality in my eyes.
I'm totally with you. And also, James, I look at if Real Madrid are trying to replace that number 9 spot and they've got Harry Kane in their eye line there too. If you've got a kind of a starter for England and Jude Bellingham there, I think Harry Kane's going to like that even more if he didn't need any more convincing than he's already got. I do agree with your point. I do think it's positive from a standpoint that he does have to battle. He's not going in and he's not just being handed the keys and told, hey, man, go for it. He is going to have to kind of battle his way through. I think what's fascinating for me, I do look at Tchouameni as potentially the odd man out from a standpoint of, if it does get a little too cluttered in there, and the rotation's not so good, and da 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 and da da da. Is he the one that when a 40 million, 50 million bid, 60 million bid from a Premier League team comes in, is that accepted? Right. That's my only thing where I just think, oh, you might upset the apple cart a little bit. But again, I think you already kind of made the point. It keeps everybody on their toes for sure. So, James, one question I guess I do have is, does it not surprise you with the name of Jude Bellingham that the fee is what it is? I mean, let's be honest, you and I agree. The market's crazy. I think everyone agrees with that. I mean, you look at, you look at all the players that are going for these extortionate amounts of money. You think, how is this possible? But then you look at a deal like this, that in the current market, you kind of think to yourself, well, that actually seems kind of cheap in a way. I mean, how do you react to those kinds of comments?
The Premier League has everybody in a blender right now, believing that these players are worth this sort of money. Enzo isn't worth the sort of money that, like, we're talking about. Declan Rice, who's been linked, he's a good player, isn't worth the 150, 125 that like they're talking about. Real Madrid, Jack, still paid over 100 million euros for a
Yeah,
football player that could rise to something crazy. I get it. Listen, he is England's golden boy and all that. Jude Bellingham, wow, Steven Gerrard-esque, all that sort of stuff there. But to me, when I look at the price tag overall, it's still a lot of money for a 19-year-old Jack. Jack,
yeah,
let's be truthfully honest. He's very, very good, but it's not guaranteed. It's not. It's
right.
not a guarantee. No, listen. He's a top player there, but we've seen players who've gone into certain environments and don't have the personality. I listen. Does he have the personality in my eyes? Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's why I was going to go back to you. I think we've even
It's
talked about
not to
this.
me like I don't consider him like an Mbappe where it's
He's
what I
not
mean.
a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 in any aspect of his game apart from up here, in my view. And I think what
Hmm.
that means is that the fact he's a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 in multiple kind of facets of his game, then I think that mental side, playing for a team like Real Madrid, that is going to be the difference in what makes him successful. I feel uneasy seeing Declan Rice go for more money than Jude Bellingham in the same transfer window. It just doesn't make me feel good. I don't know what to tell you. I think that's weird.
It's to me Premier League money compared to the rest of Europe is two
Right.
completely different things. Like Jack, we're seeing players like you see Roma, you're getting all these players for free and all that sort of stuff there. In the Premier League, you listen, you can't get a packet of crisps for free. You
Yeah,
know,
I've just if Hassan Aouar and Dika, and also supposedly an offer has now been made to Yuri Tielemans. Roma might be killing the free transfer market this year. Um, Guys at home, let us know what you think. Jude Bellingham, yes, we'd have loved to see him in the Premier League, would have been great, but I think we all know deep down that especially for England's international hopes going forward, starting for Real Madrid and being a central midfielder who's not, I don't even think he's 20 yet, is probably not a bad thing. Let us know what you think. Drop a like on the video, hit subscribe if you're not. And until next time, me and James will see you.